All right, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH BAHASHM YAHAWASHI BAHASHM RACHAHUDASH. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to you, sincere Akim that's out there pushing the word out with all truth and in sincerity. All right, this is your brother Ayatazawan from Detroit, coming back at you with another lesson. Through the spirit of YAHAWAH BAHASHM YAHAWASHI, Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. All right, as you can see on the screen right here from CNN Business or from CNN.com, all right, from the news, this was posted Tuesday, May 6th, 2025. It says the first boats carrying Chinese goods with 145% tariffs are arriving in LA. Shipments are cut in half. Expect shortages soon. All right. And these food shortages, or just shortages on anything, all right, is part of Bible prophecy. Okay, this is a fulfillment of prophecy. Okay. I'm going to read a little bit of this. It says American consumers are on the cusp of tough choices because of President Donald Trump's trade war. Ships are now pulling into U.S. harbors from China are the first to be subject to the massive tariffs that America is imposing on most Chinese imports. That means in a matter of weeks, consumers will face higher prices and shortages of certain items. All right. So that's all that I'm going to read from this article. It just, goes into shortages and prices going up. All right. And this is part of Bible prophecy. And this is judgment from the Heavenly Father. All right. This famine and the storehouses, these stores losing goods and having a decrease on supplies is part of Bible prophecy, and this is the Lord striking his hand upon Babylon the Great, which is called America. All right. So let's get into some precepts. This is Amos chapter 8 and verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord YAHAWAH BAHASHM YAHAWASHI, that I will send a famine in the land." All right. Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of the hearing of the words of the Lord. All right. Now this goes into, of course, as it says, the famine of the word. All right. Not hearing the words of YAHAWAH BAHASHM YAHAWASHI. This goes into YouTube being taken down. This goes into the persecution of the prophets. All right. Being persecuted for preaching the gospel, being thrown in prison, being put to death, if that is your lot, as a martyr of Yahawashi. All right. That's what that goes into. But there is also a physical famine that is coming as well. All right. Not just a spiritual famine, but also a physical famine. All right. That's what's coming. The next precept that I want to get is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 in verse 5. It says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." So this is a warning. This is what the Heavenly Father is saying. He's bringing death. He's bringing pain. He is bringing distress. He is bringing hunger. He is bringing starvation. All right. He's bringing utter destruction upon the land of America. All right. Ultimately, all over the world. But mainly it is going to hit harder in America. All right. Because this is a place where you have everybody who's just full of abominable foods. Know what I'm saying? Fast foods, GMO food, contaminated food that messes with the body, that messes with the mind. All right. So whenever these shortages come, there's going to be an uproar of people that will bring death ultimately, that will bring the sword, that will bring people fighting against one another because of the lack of bread. All right. Everything that's coming is a punishment of the Lord. All right. This is the Lord stretching forth his hand, his mighty hand, and bringing plagues upon Egypt as he did before. All right. The new spiritual Egypt, which is called America, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. All right. This is the Lord's doing. All right. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 22. It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the famine shall the sword destroy. All right. So many people that are upon the face of the earth, whenever this famine hits, many of them will die of starvation. Okay. Those who don't die of starvation will be utterly destroyed by the sword, and the sword of the Most High is the nuclear missiles. All right. That will be shot during World War III that will wipe America off the face of the earth. You see? And also the other great sword, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. The Lord is going to use these Edomites to fulfill his will also upon you, Jakes. We see that there is racial tensions, that a race war is on the horizon. All right. You got these Edomites getting prepared for war. They are so-called doomsday prepping carnally. All right. Getting ready for an war, getting ready for anarchy to happen. All right. And if you're not covered by the Spirit of the Lord, all right, you're going to be taken out by the sword. Okay. Ultimately, if you're not of the elect, you're going to be destroyed by the nuclear missiles. All right. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine. Right. So this is the Heavenly Father's doing. He is sending a famine here. He is sending death and destruction. The Heavenly Father says that I kill, I heal, I destroy, I make alive. And there is no God beside me. There is no other power but him. All of this is his doing. And he is doing this because wickedness have reached onto heaven. And he is displeased with it. All right. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. So this is all the Heavenly Father is doing, like I said. All right. I mean, as the scriptures say, man, the scriptures say that the Lord is controlling the food supply. He is controlling these ports. All right. He is supporting what comes and goes into America. Ultimately, not Esau, not the economy, not the government, not none of this, man. The Heavenly Father controls all of this, man. Yahweh, through his son, YAHAWASHI. All right. The Heavenly Father's hand is upon everything that is happening. Everything bad that is happening is because the Heavenly Father is performing it. He is taking action. His word is taking action. You see, verse 17, so will I send upon you famine and evil beast, and they shall berave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord Yahweh, have spoken it. Right? So all these evils, all this death, the Lord is doing. He is sending. And many more is coming. All right? This is just the beginning of sorrows, as it says in it says in the book of Matthew 24. All right? All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right? Matthew 24 and verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And we're seeing that now, man. We're seeing India and Pakistan going at it. Their armies fighting against each other. We're seeing Ukraine and Russia, America and China with this trade war. All right. All this war. These are the signs of the end. These are the signs of the coming of YAHAWASHI. Okay? The race war. All this racial tension that's happening. Judah getting riled up. You know what I'm saying? You got Jake getting riled up because of the racism. All right? Which is going to spark a race war. For a nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there should be famines, food shortages, all right? Supply shortages, medical shortages, all right? And pestilences, different diseases, all right? To prove that, let's go ahead and do some research. Recent illnesses. I should do, let's see. Let's go to news. Because I seen something earlier about a flesh-eating, let's see. Flesh-eating HIV disease, I believe. Seen it on Instagram. And then they say other new variances of the C19 that popped up in 2020. Let's see here. A salmonella outbreak, listeria. There's going to be a recall on meats because of that. All right. These were from last year. International travel health notices. Polio, yellow fever in South America. All right. All these different types of diseases. But it was one that I seen that was basically about a flesh-eating HIV disease or some shit that I seen, you know. But all these pestilences is part of prophecy. Okay. It says, and earthquakes in diverse places. And there has been a lot of earthquakes happening. A lot. All right. As you can see here, they are small, but they're still happening. See? Look at this. This is all over the world. Earthquakes in diverse places, in different places. All right? South America, in the eastern part of the world, in the western part of the world, all over the world, man. See? These are earthquakes. The Lord is shaking this place, man. Wildfires, man. The Lord is a consuming fire, as the scriptures say. All right. Verse 8, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. This is only the beginning. This is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. This is the starting point of Jacob's trouble. All right. 2nd Ezra 6:22, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. All right. Suddenly. There's going to be a sudden shortage on food. I was at Myers the other day, and I just so happened to be strolling down the baby aisle, and they had a sign put up upon baby food and like baby formula saying that there's going to be a shortage on that. All right. saying that there's going to be a shortage on baby food. So a shortage on baby products. All right. For those of you who are expecting children to be brought into this world. All right. Me personally, I have a child that's coming. But due to this truth and this knowledge and also faith in YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI and Lord's will, know what I'm saying? Because we're all underneath grace and mercy, Lord's will, I'm going to be taken care of, all right? That's what faith is for. That's what knowing this knowledge and wisdom is for. That's what knowing what the Heavenly Father is doing first and foremost, all right? He is the one that is controlling all of this. He is the one in control of everything. The scriptures say, my servants shall eat. You got to have faith in that. You have to have confidence and boldness in the name of YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. All right. This is what all that studying and reading and praying and fasting and self-examination and correction is for. All right. To level you up in the spirit. To get ready for that great day. Okay. 2nd Ezra 6:22 again, it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty, man. So all these stores are going to be found empty. People's houses are going to be found empty, man. Because they're going to be breaking into each other's houses for lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. This is all part of Bible prophecy. Okay? So that was it on that, man. Lord's willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all honor and praises unto YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Man, more and more and more calamity, more hell, more death is coming through the hands of the Heavenly Father. All right? Till next time, shalom.